Hey, what's going on, friends? My podcast every day is broken up into 2 parts on the free platform. The first part, Act 1, is right now. When it's all done, go right on over to Act 2 to get the second half of the podcast. Thank you so much for checking out my show. Hello, friends. Welcome into the Eric St. Joe Podcast, the daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from right here in the immensely popular Impact Power Sports studio. You can find them at impactpowersportsmi.com. Number 1 for Yamaha golf carts and all sorts of fun things with engines that you buy when you should be paying child support. ATVs, UTVs, motorcycles, e-bikes, dirt bikes. They have it all. Snowmobiles, lawnmowers, whatever. Not to mention a fantastic service department. If you ever need any service, you can find them online at impactpowersportsmi.com. So a lot to get to today, and it's just one of those days where I don't even know where to begin. So let's get the well, first of all, I want to mention this. I have the 3rd Eric Zane Show podcast, Pinball Land, Pinball Orgy. Okay? You can join us coming up on Saturday. The festivities start at 1 when we meet at the Corner Bar in Rockford, Michigan. Can I get a head count? Either confirm in the chat, send me an email, or confirm on the Facebook invite, which is pinned to the top of my page. Any way of those is fine. I talked to Black Belt Nick yesterday. Him and his lovely, I shouldn't say lovely, his handsome young man son, that sounds weird too, will be there. Is Marty coming? Nick says, yeah. All right, so that's good. So Nick plus 2. Bread Bowl Brain Chris says he's a solid maybe. I'm putting you down as being there. Plus 1. Do you have a significant other? I don't know anything about you. I don't think I've actually talked to you in person yet, ever. In all of these years, we have never actually sat down and said hello to one another. It's always been like through here. That's phenomenal. Or have we met and I don't remember? Can you maybe help me out with that? Man Bun Chris, he says, cannot wait. Me and Mallory will be there. I have practices till 2, and then we're jetting over. Red Bull Brain Chris says, we have met in person more than once. When and where? And then as soon as you say it, I'll be like, oh, yeah, of course. Was it at the Great Food Giveaway? Bosco's, we met. And the Boat and RV show. I don't remember either of those. Rebecca is here. She says her and Jeremy Kay will be joining us. I want everybody who has before to be there, and new people. That's like a real thing where people are like, yeah, it feels like a clique, and I get scared. No, this is not that type of group. Okay? So, I swear, you will have so much fun. We get together 1 p.m. Corner Bar. After we eat, we walk down the street over to Pinball Land, and away we go. Okay, so do that. If you're one of the silent majority who just listens to the show, perfect opportunity for you to walk in and just say, hey, I'm here, I'm queer, I'm ready to play pinball. All right? Patrick Doyle, are you going to be there? I need to know that. Patrick usually listens later. I don't think he pays attention to the Twitch stream. At least maybe he does, but I'm not 100% sure. Rebecca says we don't bite unless you ask us to. Rebecca will give me a hug And I do that just to feel the strength. She's one of the most powerful people on the planet. All right. Something else that was very disturbing to me was I had to see this over the weekend. Now, this is the person formerly known as Sexy Voice Andrea. And this is a picture that I took off of her Facebook page when she was getting ready to go to church. I'm not sure about what's going on with this makeup. She looks kind of like a poverty Cedar Springs version of Ultimate Warrior. Now, you'll notice these nice teeth. All right? And then they kind of end here, and there's a gap here. And they look all right, but off. Now, when I was at BBL, we had a sponsor, some dental place. And we did a bit called something to do with get a new grill. And you had to send in pictures of your jacked mouth. Not kidding you. Guess who sent one in? And I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? And I didn't even know her at the time. And I'm like, you win. You win. So she got a new set of teeth from this guy. Like if she were to sneeze, that would fly out of her mouth. Now, the reason why she had such fucked up teeth is not my story to tell. I won't say that because I have standards. Okay? I am not going to get into detail as to how her fucking mouth got so fucked up. But it was a doozy. Like people were sending in pictures from all across the land. Like hundreds a day. And then, so I got hers and went, oh, she won. We don't even need to look anymore. She also, her mother needed a new furnace. And I went ahead and made it. Joe Martinez was doing a contest. He said, Easy, I want to give away a furnace to one of your audience members who's down on their luck. And Andrea's mother, who is no longer with us, needed a furnace badly. Like it was a pile of shit. And I said to Joe, I go, hey, I don't want to rig the contest, but if this chick's mom's furnace is anywhere near as bad as this chick's teeth before I fix them, just saying, she definitely needs a fucking furnace. Joe did it. He installed the furnace. By the way, that's not the only thing that I did for these scumbags. Lisa Krantz, who's got that ridiculous fucking haircut that she gets at Sport Clips, she needed new flooring. And Jacob Bennett from Bennett Flooring Installation was giving away free flooring to a family one time. One of my many giveaways I did with my sponsors. And I made it so that fat bitch got the free flooring. So there's a pattern here. Okay? And the pattern is that I'm fucking great. All right? I have never, ever let the right thing to do get in the way of my thinking. I've always done the right thing. And there's an old saying, no good deed goes unpunished. And these fucking degenerates for some reason, turned on me. I don't even remember the scenario why, nor do I care. But Andrea, who is, I mean, honestly, take a look at this picture. Okay, forget about the Ultimate Warrior makeup that she wore to church. But something about those eyes is telling me that she's got the strength of 10 men. and might actually kill me. Those are eyes that strike fear into any soul. Maureen says, I so wish you had a picture of her jacked teeth. No, you don't. You do not want that. Man Bun Chris says the fallout was because you lied to their ears. Maureen says, don't forget you shared the hotel room in Florida with Andrea. Oh, my God. This poor thing. Her liver must be like, help me. Shit. All I know, you know what? I'm not even going to unpack that. It takes so much time. Anyway, Andrea went ahead and after Benny died, when I was discussing, she found out that my dog died. And she wrote, on the bright side for Benny, at least in doggy heaven, he can... Wait a minute. On the right side for Benny, at least in doggy heaven, he can have all the peanut butter he wants and doesn't have to lick Eric's balls to get it anymore. By the way, I am impressed with the correct grammar on most of this. Okay? Not bad, actually. I wrote, this Cedar Springs 1 is the beauty formerly known as Sexy Voice Andrea. She was part of the great Zaniac Exodus. The name Sexy is metaphor because she sounds like she looks in this church photo. And then people who I don't know were like, actually, that's pretty funny. And then, you know, in hindsight, it actually is. That's a funny line. Okay. But you got to know where this comes from. When you consider the source, which not everybody is aware of the source, you know that is laced with anger and idiocy and literally just trying to get me upset. That's what it is. And it's like, it is so easy to make fun of these people. You know? I'm kind of disappointed she doesn't have a lot of pictures online of herself. Maureen says she's a hater. Hater is going to hate. She is going to hate. Absolutely. Okay, this is what she needs to do. She needs to take the teeth out and send me pics of what the teeth look like, of what the mouth looks like. Prior to winning West Michigan's most jacked mouth contest, which is a true thing. If you're a person who has won a contest to get fresh teeth in a most jacked mouth contest, I'm guessing you're going to want to stay away from these types of attacks, knowing full well that your mouth was completely jacked and you're so poor you can't help your mother to get a free furnace. Your now beloved, no longer with us, mother, Marcia, who was so sweet. Just the nicest lady on the planet. So, oh my God. The fallout continues after the passing of my dog. That's all you see, they won't go after me because there's nothing to make fun of. So they think that they can get to me by cracking jokes about the death of a dog. Oh my God. What the fuck? I will say all day long, all day, every day, that when I lay my head down at night, I actively participate in deep, somber prayer, praying for their death. All right? I do that. I am Arya Stark every day. I pray that these people are going to die. It is part of my ritual. I pray that these people die painfully, hopefully. And then to actually put me to sleep, I usually pretend I'm a baseball pitcher or I own a deli and the mob is coming in and getting payments and I stand up to the mob. These are not like falsehoods. I'm not just making this up. That's actually what happens every single night before I lay down. By the way, Bread Bull Brain Chris made a comment that I had to hide on that picture because I do oftentimes look out for any type of vulnerability where somebody can hold something against me. So I don't even want to get into detail about what he said about her, but for my own good and his own good, I hid that because I'm never, ever going to allow myself or anybody to be put in any type of jeopardy where something could come back to haunt you, even if you're thinking, well, it's totally true. And yes, I agree with you. But I'm very, very careful about the things that I post on my page. I just wanted you to know that that's why that disappeared. I understand your intentions, fantastic, and to the heart and to the point, or from the heart and to the point. But I can't have it. It's too much, because you never know. The last thing I want to do is be defending myself in court. Which I don't even know if I would be in trouble for that. I could actually pull out audio that says, well, what you said is true. Maureen says, don't forget she coined the phrase, go suck a big black dick, Eric, because you know you want to. And then Maureen wrote something that I don't even want to repeat. I don't know if a person can be a racist if they're telling you to go suck a big black dick. I'm actually defending her. Why is that racist? I would say that's complimentary. Now, if you said, I don't like black people, that is racist. And I don't think that is the case. I think she loves black people. So I don't know about that one. I don't know if I can get behind that idea. As usual, I keep it honest and real. Maureen says she could have said, go suck a dick. Why does it have to be a black dick? Well, I don't know. I just don't know how terrible that is. Or I don't know if it's racist. Birch Barlow makes a great point. Maybe that's how she got the teeth jacked up in the first place. Knocked them out with the stiffies. I don't know. I have no idea. But I can't get on board with that being a racist comment. Now, some of you folks that think a little deeper than I do have comments. Like Piano Fingerbanger says, because she's insinuating that sucking a black dick would be a worse experience than sucking a white one. I don't know about that. I think she's suggesting, I think the bigger problem is suggesting using dick sucking as pejorative. Like, oh, yeah, you suck dick, yeah. So I think you have a better leg to stand on if you're suggesting that that's a homophobia comment as opposed to a racist comment. You see what I'm saying? Now, I would never say, nor would I think, that putting a penis in a mouth is a bad thing. Because I don't want to look like that guy who is insulting to people who put penises in their mouth. Like, I know people who do that. But I don't want to know about it the same way I don't want to know about any of your heterosexual activities. What goes on in your bedroom is your own business. But there are many, many audience members of mine who either regularly or have in the past put penises in their mouth. Sometimes more than one penis. So I think that the go suck a big black dick, Eric, because you know you want to, is actually true. I mean, it could be true. I don't really want one. I mean, but if I did, that's cool. I mean, nowadays, that's now up in Cedar Tucky, not so much. You got to be careful with that. And look, if I was going to put a penis in my mouth, it might be weird if it's a little pin. You don't want a little tiny pin. You want something that's substantial. I'm guessing. Never done this, but some do. And I'm guessing if you were to get a room of 10 people who do this on a regular basis, 10 out of 10 would prefer larger, which might fall into the category of African American. So I am here to say that the lady, well, the thing formerly known as Sexy Voice Andrea is not racist. I don't believe that at all. Man Bun Chris writes, black dicks matter. Piano Fingerbanger says, well, we all know that black cocks are superior. I don't know that either. I don't know where you guys, I mean, maybe you've experienced this. Anyway, that is a lot of penis talk. And it is all brought on by Andrea coming out of the woodwork. I don't know how Andrea got off the rails, frankly, because she was actually fairly cool for the longest time. I don't know. Was it because I lied to her ears? Is that the thing? That's what Chris said, which I did not. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Hang on, I got to finish this coffee. Anyway. I talked to you that I went to the gym on Friday. In between shows on Friday. I did my free podcast Friday, and then I went to the YMCA. I went to the YMCA again yesterday. And, all right, I'm trying to build some momentum, but I'm not, like, aggressively going for it. I'm fully expecting to quit doing this. However, every day that I go, I feel just a tiny bit more confident that maybe I could get some type of consistency. And what I'm starting out doing is not by any means earth-shattering or groundbreaking. But first of all, let me get to this. One of the things that I've been dreading is running into Team Knuckle Dragger, because those guys were really committed to encouraging me to get to the YMCA with them as much as I could. And I stopped going. So I know full well that when I see them, they're going to demand, like, what happened? Where you been? I'm walking through onto the pool deck yesterday, and coming out of the sauna is Knuckle Dragger Andy. And I hear, son of a bitch. And I'm like, uh-oh. And I look, and there he is. He's glistening because he just got out of the fucking sauna. And he's got this look in his eyes. And he's got this Chuck Liddell haircut. And absolutely chiseled. Like, you wouldn't believe how fucking jacked this fucking dick is. And I go, hey. And he goes, I thought they revoked your membership. And I'm like, I go, yeah. And he goes, how you been? How are things going? And I kind of lied, because things are going great. I mean, sure, I've got my ups and downs, Benny, whatever. Anything else that might be on my brain. But I softened his stance because I said, well, there's a couple things going on, but I think I'm doing okay. Now, by saying that, the message that I give and what he receives is, okay, Easy's in the middle of something. He's into something going on in his brain right now. He's probably got cancer. All right. I go, yeah, there's a couple things that are affecting me, but no, that was a lie. Okay. And I did that to get him to stop like judging me. And so he immediately softened his stance. And I'm like, fucking great. And I go, hey, I'm just glad to be here. Just glad to be able to be here and gonna enjoy my time. So I'm pretty sure with that comment that he thinks that I'm dying, which is awesome. If you want people to really love on you and not fuck with you, you have to somehow give them an idea that you're going to die. So I go, well, yeah, I got a couple things health-wise that are affecting me, and there are none. I mean, I don't even think that's a lie because there are some things health-wise that are affecting me. I got arthritis and I'm fat. My cholesterol is high. My bad cholesterol is high. My good cholesterol is low. So, yes. Plus, Benny, oh, my God. So, yeah, that's all true then. He goes, well, I'm just glad to see you. Are we going to see you here more often? I go, I think so. And then I left it at that. Walked away. Saw him later on in the locker room, talked a little bit about his son. His son's in the military. And that was it. It was all small talk. I got in the pool. This is my second day in the pool. Badger says, dude, the neck vag has got to go. It's out of control. Be better, EZ. Look, if I position this mic at a perfect spot, you can't even see it. Got my ass in the pool. And like I talked Friday, I might have the most perfect swim stroke on the planet. I think I can swim freestyle for nearly forever. Because the first day in the pool, I was, I'm not even going to give you that breakdown. I'll just tell you that I swam. I just got in the pool and swam, and I did not stop once. And 15 minutes got me a half mile, or damn near, maybe a little bit under. And I felt great. Got out of there, lifted my little weights on my machines. Nothing dramatic, just enough to feel the burn, as Ron Burgundy would say. And then that's it. I don't like to spend a ton of time there, but it felt awesome. Rebecca says, that's the beauty of gym culture. Trash talk you for a day, and then it's right back to normal. Man Bun Chris says they'll razz you, and then it'll be all good, and you'll have accountability. Black Belt Nick says, yeah, I love the feeling after a good workout. Yeah, I feel good. I was sore as fuck on Saturday and Sunday. In fact, getting into the pool on Sunday, my shoulders were affected, but they feel reasonably decent now. Finger Banger says, when are we hitting the bench press? Oh, I don't know. I mean, honestly, it's about time. I just don't like to spend a lot of time in there. And the quicker I can just get on something to give me some resistance, whether it be a push-up, a sit-up, or getting on a machine or getting on the bench, I don't know. At this point, I don't care. I'm just trying to get some consistency for a few days a week, and then we'll take it as we come. Maureen says, did Andy tell you what color shirt to wear each day? That's right. Team Knuckle Dragger, these two twats have a conversation before they go about what their outfits are going to be. Like they wear the same color gear. What the fuck? That tells me that these two must be tasting each other's assholes, right? I mean, without a doubt. Becca Shea says on Wednesdays they wear pink. Is that true? I don't even remember. Piano Finger Banger says, dude, this is not something Mr. 10 would say. Get your ass in there. Oh, I'm planning on it. But, I mean, come on now. The last thing, I don't like to announce that I'm 100% going to do anything ever because I know me. You know? I'll run out one ground ball until it's almost a habit, and then it's no longer a habit. Give me a break. From Friday to yesterday, I got in there twice. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so I was in there 2 out of 3 days. Today, I might go back and swim. I don't know. It depends on if I get my chores done here, which is 100% important. All right. Also, keep in mind that coming up at 11 a.m., as I do this show live, so in 15 minutes, it is workplace staff meeting time for the radio station, Q100 in northern Michigan. Before we continue, though, I want to update a story that I was talking about last week, or maybe the week before. It's the one of the bus driver who gave away some candy to the kids on the bus. Like, she went the extra mile to make these cute little bags around holidays. And she even went so far as to have it broken down by, for the kids who celebrate Christmas, here's your candy bag. For the kids that celebrate Hanukkah, and for those non-denominational. That's pretty much the bases covered. And then the next thing she knows, she's fired. Now she's suing the lady. She's like, look, I shouldn't have been fired. You know what's crazy to me is I'm pretty sure that bus driver is like a thankless job, that not everybody wants to do that job. I mean, you got to be the right person to be the bus driver. You got to get somebody there who is able to command this large piece of equipment expertly and safely, all the while the chaos going on behind you of young people as a group. I mean, that's formidable. That, to me, requires an intense bit of skill and focus. And she's going the extra mile and making those kids feel loved. And then she gets fucking fired for it. What kind of sick fuck is going to do that? And then, you know what I hope? I hope that this school loses this lawsuit. And then I hope the next bus driver is a total fucking asshole. All right? Who, like, is furious with the kids, gets frustrated, puts it in park, and just walks off while the kids are still on the bus. Rebecca says, easy, you should try being a bus driver just for the content it would give you. Nick in the arena is here. He says, all my bus drivers were very large HLL women, hard living line women. That's outstanding. You want that. You want the bus driver who's focused, good at her job, polite, friendly with the kids, but ugly and fat. Because if you get ugly, fat, there's less chance that, they'll be thinking about having sex with some of the kids because there's no way that that'll be possible. Like Nick here. He says, my grandma drove bus in Bay City. No way I would put up with that job today. Was your grandmother fat and ugly? You don't have to answer that. All right, here's the update on this poor woman.
Mattawan Consolidated Schools is requesting a federal court to dismiss the lawsuit filed by a former bus driver last year. That driver fired after giving candy to students that at the time had Christian messaging.
Yeah, it's a story we've been following this week. News 8's Josh Sanchez breaks down the district's response.
Mattawan Consolidated School District fired back with a 34-page response to the lawsuit from a former bus driver. Sarah Robinson says there was no due process and that her freedom to exercise her religion was violated. The district's response includes a termination letter that challenges some of those claims. Robinson was fired last April after she gave out candy bags to students ahead of several holidays like Halloween and Christmas. Those at time had Christian messaging. She stressed in her lawsuit against the district and superintendent that participation was optional and students had a choice of a bag that didn't have messages. The suit said even a Jewish-themed bag was made for a Jewish student on her bus route. The district response filed on Thursday argues that Robinson did not exhaust all remedies from the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission before filing the lawsuit. Robinson filed documentation challenging that on Friday. Attorneys say the Christian messaging in the candy bags posed a high risk of sparking Establishment Clause litigation. It's just some of the multiple arguments lawyers made. Law experts say the Establishment Clause prevents the government from establishing a religion or favoring one over another under the First Amendment of the Constitution.
Wouldn't it be great if there was just a fuck off clause? Like if somebody does this, gives candy away, and then there's some dickhead parent that says that, fucking commie bastard tries bitching about it. You can just say, yeah, it's candy, fuck off. And then that's it, and you're allowed one fuck off per day. And that's like a nuclear bomb. Somebody tells you to fuck off, it's over. There is no response. You can't, hey, I don't like that she's giving away Christian messaging candy, because that's what the school district is afraid of. They're afraid of that asshole parent, which unfortunately do exist. Okay? So the school's pussies, and the parents are assholes. Anybody that has a problem with bus driver giving away candy, broken down into different denominations and no denomination, is a fucking psychopath who has way too much time on their hand. Like anybody gives a shit. People are horrible, all right?
Response includes Robinson's termination letter, which outlines that she met with school staff 3 separate times after several instances. The letter said that Robinson was told after the first time that public school employees could not distribute religious information to students. It mentions that Superintendent Randy Fleener reviewed bus camera footage ahead of an April meeting with Robinson that resulted in her firing. Quote, "This conduct is unacceptable. It demonstrates a disregard for standards and the ability to follow directives. Despite multiple warnings and opportunities, you have shown that you cannot be a successful Mattawan Consolidated School employee."
Okay, so this asshole is referring to the fact that he told her no candy. She still gave away candy. Okay, and the fact that he wrote this conduct is unacceptable. Being nice is unacceptable. And that she disregards the standards and the ability to follow directives. Well, it's because your directives are stupid.
I reached out to Robinson, who told me over text that she's been advised not to provide a comment at this moment. Coming up at News 8 at 6, I sit down with a law professor to break down the arguments made under the Establishment Clause. In Kalamazoo, Josh Sanchez, News 8.
For some reason, I feel like she is not going to be successful with this lawsuit. Stevie says, see, why do Christians want to shove their beliefs down our throats? Well, look, I don't know if I can agree with that. I mean, she says, here's some candy. If you like Christian shit, here's Christian shit. If you like Jewish shit, here's Jewish shit. If you like just candy with no comments, with no Christian or Jewish messages, to me, she's got all her bases covered. It doesn't look to me like she's trying to shove any religious messages down anybody's throats. It was optional. Now, okay, if she grabbed the kid and then said, all right, I want you to read these Christian messages, and held the kid down while sitting on his face, then I would say that constitutes shoving their beliefs down throats. But I don't agree at all that this is shoving beliefs down anybody's throats. All right? She's giving away bags of candy. Why is this even being discussed in the first fucking place? God damn. All right. Anyway, we'll be following up on that one. Thank you to Jason Thierry, who sent that along today. If you see a story that you like, send it along, or you think it would be interesting for me to talk about, send it to me on email. That's the Shoreliner Striping inbox, eric@ericzaneshow.com. Okay? The short time I have left here, because I am going to get to my workplace staff meeting. Speaking of Shoreliners Striping, they sponsor the Eric Zane Show podcast Defector T-shirt. And, I mean, it's not quite T-shirt weather yet, but we're getting there. We are getting there, at least where we live here. Some of you that live in some of the southern locations of the U.S. probably already have some outstanding temperatures, but this is the Defector T-shirt. And it's on sale right now for just $24. Regularly $29. Excuse me. And look at all the colors that this bad boy can be in. The white just pops. That is a fantastically white T-shirt. Like the heather. Every one of these, fantastic. You've got dozens upon dozens, including tie-dye for the Eric Zane Show Defector T-shirt with our friends at Shoreliner Striping. So it's $24, and I'm going to put that in the chat of the live stream right now. I suggest you get it at this sale price. It's only going to be priced at that cost for a couple of days. There you go. I just posted the link in the chat, and you can have at it. And support show sponsor Shoreliner Striping. They bring that to you. That is my time on the first half of this show. Staff meeting, and then the second half. All right, folks, I'll talk to you later on. Just probably about 11:40, 11:45, maybe a little bit before that. So if you don't get a notification, just make sure you check on the live stream. And we'll do the second half of the show. All right, that is Act 1 of the podcast. Act 2 is available right after this one. Go check it out. What are you doing? Don't miss a second of it. Thank you so much.